first session I actually went to was Being Social with Grandma.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I forgot about that one, but not because it wasn't
Compelling
or compelling, yeah. But this one was sponsored by AARP.
Okay.
And so they brought in a lot of their data, which I really appreciated. They talked too much about some of the campaigns that they had run.
Okay.
That's not really as interesting to me as knowing how to be social with grandma. Like, that's why I'm there.
But did they talk about the campaigns in such a way that it was like, I can extract the principles from this?
They talked about planning for the campaign. I need to know results for the campaign.
Yeah.
I need to know what worked, what didn't. I don't need to know all the thought process that went into it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But some of the key statistics that came out for that was, obviously we all know that we have got to be engaging with this population, like the baby boomers and the silent generation. So in 2000, 12% of the total population was 65 and older.
Okay.
In 2050, 20% of the population.
Wow.
20% of the population.
Much more, so a fifth of all Americans.
Yeah, will be 65 plus.
Oh my gosh.
And obviously, these people are already engaged in social media. A huge misconception is that these people aren't engaged.
They're engaged because they want to follow their grandkids.
That's exactly what they found. That's
Yeah.
exactly what AARP has found, is that they don't go on to follow brands. They go on to talk to their kids on Skype. And they're talking to their kids on Skype.
But then they're there and on the platform, and you can engage them, right?
Yeah,
like,
they know how to use it.
Yeah.
So it's a huge misconception that they don't know how to use these things.
Okay.
Let's see. They are picking up technology, but they're not letting go of the old technology either. So while they'll read CNN on their iPhone, they'll also subscribe to the New York Times every day.
Oh, okay.
So they're it's not in with the old, out with the new. It's in with the old, in with the new.
Okay.
So, let's see. 60% of 50 to 64-year-olds are using social media. And that adoption rate has tripled over the last few years.
So yeah, and that's interesting to know, because a couple years ago I thought, all right, all these people are going to jump on, and then get disinterested and kind of trickle off, right?
Yeah.
But the engagement continues to go up.
Yeah, and AARP, they were talking about their users on social media and their users on their blog, and they actually started a blog thinking that no one would read it.
Uh-huh.
And you look at their analytics for their blog, and it's just amazing.
Through the roof,
it's just through the roof. Yeah, I mean, people are actually reading it. And here was the most interesting thing that I think I took away from this was that the #1 search on AARP.org is sex.
What?
It's true. It's true.
Oh my gosh.
So they apparently have a sex therapist at AARP who will write blogs about
That topic.
engaging in intimacy as you age. And so the #1 search is sex on AARP.
I don't know if I wanted to know that information.
It's true, though.
There it is.
They ran this whole campaign. I don't know if you've seen the Some e-cards or So Me e-cards. I've never sure which. They're really irreverent and,
it's kind of sarcastic.
Really
and
sarcastic.
A little crass at times.
Yeah, not something you want to send your boss, most likely.
Right.
Well, they started a campaign called MomMeansIt.org.
Okay.
In the spirit of Some e-cards. But it was encouraging moms to get their children to sign up for Obamacare or the Affordable Health Care Act. But one of them, I'm trying to figure out, let's see. Basically, it was just kind of like a humorous approach. The English version was a humorous approach to getting your children to sign up. So it was like, I promise to defriend you on Facebook if you sign up on, sign up for healthcare. So it's kind of that. But then they also did a Spanish language version of it and marketed to the Spanish community from tomamasabe.org. So they had a whole different angle. It wasn't like...
It wasn't humorous. It wasn't
humorous. It was something along the lines of, remember when I made you chicken soup to make you feel better? Like, this will make you feel
really
better
touchy-feely.
Yeah, so they really engaged with the culture. It wasn't like, okay, copy Google Translate into Spanish and we'll call it a day. So I thought that was really interesting. They've had a huge success for that, and it's covered in New York Times on their blog, and so that was really interesting.
Awesome.
Also, women, 50-plus women are more active on social media than
I'm
men.
not surprised.
I'm not surprised, and I'm not sure if that's controlled for the fact that there are more women
Yeah.
than men as we age, because, you know.
Oh, men die sooner.
Yeah,
right?
we kill you all off, so, from the stress of dealing with us.
Oh.
But also, this was really interesting. Coming from yesterday, where I went to the engaging in multicultural communities, this is the kind of information that I wanted.
Yeah. Hard data.
Like hard data, like
Yeah.
what's worked, what hasn't. But they also said that text messaging has been really effective at reaching underserved and minority communities. In fact, 99% of all text.
In older people.
In older people, yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sure the numbers are actually just through the roof for
Younger
generations.
audiences.
So 99% of text messages for Hispanics are read.
That doesn't surprise me one bit. Text messages in general have a through.
Right. I mean, you get something on your phone, you're going to read it.
Yeah.
But they also text 156% more than Caucasians.
Oh.
And then African Americans text 224% more than Caucasians.
So is it? I wonder if it's Caucasians are talking on the phone more, or just not communicating as much.
I think that we talk on the phone and we use social media.
Oh, so texting is the primary vehicle then, or one of the main vehicles of communication.
So if you're trying to reach a minority community, you really want to look into some SMS campaigns.
But that's the hardest nut to crack, right? Because it is very personal, and when you get updates from somebody where if you forget that you signed up for the list or whatever, like it's immediate block, right? Because it gets a 100% open rate, because you have to pay attention to it. People are very guarded about SMS campaigns.
Right, but obviously they would have opted in. To the
Sure.
campaign.
Yeah. No, I understand that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just thought that was really interesting. They also did a whole campaign on the power of stories, where they recorded real conversations with people at AARP events and rallies, and use that in their marketing campaign. So it's just
again the human element.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's shot on an iPhone. I mean, it doesn't look like anything, crazy or
heavily produced. Yeah, in the studio.
It's something we could use for our nonprofit partners.
Just recording those stories, and in another session that I went to, it was the same thing. It was like, communicate why, and don't communicate why it's important to you as staff members or as the organization, like why this issue is important. Show why it's important to the people that support you. Like, why did they join up with your organization, and communicate the passion behind that.
Right.
Because then you're really going to be
make me feel something.
Exactly, yeah.
Feel sorry for these people, or make me feel excited for these people.
Talk about
change.
Yeah, talk about who it impacts. Don't talk
the pain.
Yeah, talk about the pain point.
Yeah.